Welcome to Data Analysis Scholarship course. Today we will be looking at data validation, data formatting, conditional formatting, and data security, which we tag, clean, highlight, and protect. Welcome to tonight's section. This is Data Analysis Scholarship using Microsoft Excel. You are all welcome to tonight's section. I remain your facilitator, Mr. Franklin. Once again, I welcome everyone to tonight's section. Kindly let me know if you can hear me. Kindly let me know if you can see my screen. Kindly let me know if you can hear me. Kindly let me know if you can see my screen. A good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to tonight's section. We are live. We are live. We are live. If you can hear me, kindly drop in the chat box. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see my screen. Much appreciated. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see my screen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Amina. Good to have you. Good to have you. All right, Ayomide, we can hear you. Good to have you once again. Yesterday, we couldn't hold this section due to some logistic challenge. Today, we will be learning data validation. We will be learning conditional formatting. We will be learning data security. As a data analyst, these are key skills. These are from key skills you need to master as you journey through data analysis in Microsoft Excel. I want to reiterate, Excel still remains the most powerful, the most useful software on planet Earth as regards to data management, data analysis, data transformation. So you can't fully say I'm a data analyst if you haven't mastered Microsoft Excel. So tonight, I welcome us once again. As our tradition entails, those of us that are in the scholarship group, let's quickly go to the scholarship group. Let everyone there know we are live. Tag as many as you can. Drop in the scholarship group. Let them know we are live again tonight. Let them know we are live again tonight. Much appreciated. And also, if you are with me now, hit the like button and share this live section. Share this live section to other platforms that will permit you to share this, to other persons that you feel they need this knowledge. It's not just analyzing your data. You need to secure it. You need to ensure that data entered is very, very effective, that the data entered is the right data. So tonight, we are going to be looking at going further into data analysis, intermediate sections, and what have you. We will be learning some basic tricks. I don't call it basic anyway, but to some of us, it might sound basic, to some persons, it's not. So tonight, we will be looking at certain stuff, certain structures, certain things we do, both in data entry, both in ensuring that our data is consistent, also both in data transformation, data security. Once again, you are welcome. Let me know if you have done that, if you have gone to the group and tag as many and have let them know we are live. If you have done that and at the same time you have liked this section and shared the link, drop in the comment. Let me know, drop in the comments, done. Just type in the comment section, done. Timothy, good to have you. Zena, good to have you. Amina, good to have you. Ayomide, good to have you once more. Welcome once again. I welcome every one of you once again. All right. Thank you, Amina, for that. Thank you for that. Okay. Now, without further ado, let's get cracking. Let's get into what we have today. Let's get straight to Microsoft Excel and then go into what we have. Daniel, good to have you. Good to have you. Let's ensure that in the group, everyone is aware that we are live for this night's section. And as since, also endeavor to like the section, share it, and then get ready for what we are about to do this night. It's going to be amazing. We are going to be learning a lot of things. Amen. Good to have you. Go ahead to the group. Tag as many as you can. Tag as many as you can. Tag as many as you can in the group, in the scholarship group. Tag as many as you can. Share the live section. Encourage someone to be live tonight. It helps keep the channel healthy. It helps keep the channel healthy so that we keep on dishing out training such as this. All right, I'll see persons that say done. Let's get cracking. Okay, let me open my Excel. Now, today we will be looking at data validation, and before we go into deeper aspect in data validation, we have been using this particular worksheet for a while. I'm going to be using this in order to teach some aspect of data validation, and also to teach aspect of conditional formatting, and then we will learn also data security, how we can secure data, how we can ensure that nobody changes or alter what we have on the spreadsheet. So I'm going to be starting with data validation. Now I'm going to be starting with data validation. Someone is saying they can't see my screen. Is that correct? Can someone else confirm, please? Let me zoom in a bit. Can someone else confirm? Benedicta, are you sure you can see my screen, or is it from your end? Can someone else confirm? My screen is visible. My screen is visible. Can someone else confirm? She said she can't see my screen. I need someone to confirm if my screen is visible. I have zoomed in a bit so that it will be more visible to us. Please, I need us to confirm that my screen is visible to you. I need someone to confirm my screen is visible to you. Okay, I can see, sir. We can see it. Be beautiful. I don't understand what you brought in the chat. I don't understand that. All right. Now, let's get cracking. What is data validation? What is data validation? First, when we talk about data validation, it's a tool. Data validation is an Excel tool that allows us to control what the user can enter in the spreadsheet, or as we have here as a slip form. Data validation is an Excel tool that helps us to control, to manage what people can enter, what the user can enter in the Excel cell or Excel spreadsheet. That's data validation. One of the core uses is to ensure data consistency. One of the things we use data validation to ensure is that we use it to ensure data consistency. We use it to prevent errors, error prevention, to prevent errors, ensure that the data that is entered is the correct data, is in the correct range. For example, if you have a data whereby you are talking about dates, and you want the person entering to, you want to make it, or you want to ensure that the person enters the date within this month, let's say this month of July, and you don't want anybody to make mistake entering the date of maybe June or entering July last year. You want to ensure that the date is July 2025. You can use data validation to ensure that any date entered is within July 2025, not July 2024, not June or whatever. So data validation is an aspect we use to control data entry, to ensure the right data is entered. That's what we use data validation to do. So we ensure that the right entry is entered into the data entry form. We can call this data entry form to ensure that every stuff is well entered, so as not to how will I put it now, so as not to have unnecessary errors, to maintain data consistency, to ensure that the data is standard. All right, I have zoomed it. This is the best I can zoom in. I believe you can see it. If you can't increase the quality of your video and then make it landscape, but that way you will see it very well. This I have zoomed, and this is the best I can do it. If I do it this much, that's okay, let's see. I think this is okay. Now, having established that, let's look at data validation. Let's go into details on data validation. Like I said, we want to ensure that whatever is entered is consistent with our data, so that so as to prevent errors. And with that, we have different aspects in data validation. Let's begin with the basic, with the easiest aspect in data validation. So here I prepared a pay slip for our payroll. Let's say we now want to, this aspect, we want to pay each employee. We want to know what each employee has, and then have printout of each employee's payroll for the month. So here, who is the payroll slip for? What I will do here is I'm going to use data validation. So with this, I'm going to use data validation here, so as to teach us basic data validation stuff. So to do that, you select the cell. If you like here, this is the only cell we want to apply data validation. This is the only cell. Now, if I want here, I select. Now, some later when we get to formatting, I will show us how this background is formatted, so as to have this place more prominent and that. So if here I want to apply data validation only to this. If I want to apply it to a range of cells, remember what we call range. This is a range. This is range. This range of cells. If I want to apply it to this, whatever range of cells I want to apply it, that I select. But here I just want to apply data validation only to this particular cell. So to do that, I select that cell, go to data tab. I click on data tab. Now, once that is done, we will come under data tools. Under the group called data tools, you are going to see this option here. Now, select data validation. Once that is done, this dialog box will appear. Here it says any value. Under setting, it says any value. That means this particular cell can accept any value you input in it, provided it's a value. It can accept it. Any character, any number, alphabet, whatsoever can be entered into this cell. And this is the default. This is the default setting of every cell in Microsoft Excel. Hence, to now apply validation, to apply some restrictions, to apply some cell rules, to apply some structure or system for this cell, a particular structure, a particular rule, a particular system to which this cell will operate on, we are going to click this drop down arrow. Now, in this drop down arrow, if I say whole number, it will ask me if I click on this to select this whole number. It will now give me extra option. Whole number between what? Let's say here I want a whole number let's say I want a whole number that must be in 4 digits. Let's say I want a whole number that must be in 4 digits. That is to say, I can come here and type the minimum is 1000. That's 4 digits. And then the maximum is 9999, 4 digits. So if I want the number, let me say I'm talking about generating number, ID, whatever stuff. I want it in 4 digits. I can put that here. What will be accepted is number between 1000 to 9999. So if I say OK, for example, and come over to this, watch, if I type in 10 for example and hit enter, it will tell me that this value does not match the data validation restriction defined in this. So I cannot type anything aside this. If I add ones, if I type 100 or I type 123 and move to this, it will reject it. It has to be 4 digits. If I say try again and I type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have gone above the 4 digits and move outside, it will reject it. So that way I can try again. If I say 3, 4, 5, 6, it will accept. Why? Because this is 4 digits. Is between the number that I gave the rule for this particular cell. Is between that number I gave the rule for this particular cell. However, for this slip, this is not what I want, but I'm just trying to teach on this. Now to go over to this validation again, if this is not, I don't want okay, let me show something else. If I come here, I type 3.7 and move, go to, it will reject it. It will reject it, whole number. Now, if I type here 3.4 this 0.9, move to the, it will reject it. Even though it's more like within the 4 digits, even though it's between 1000 and 10,000. But the fact that it has decimal, we are looking for first, the first rule says whole number. In other words, there won't be any decimal, there won't be any decimal fraction. It will not contain decimal or fraction. So if I come and then move away, it enters, it enters. So that is the first we need to get. Then if we now say, okay, it's not whole number, but is decimal, between, let's say, this one, we can use it for grade. You can use it to show grade, average, grade. If you are doing result entry and you don't want any mistake, you don't want them to make any mistake on the result entry, you can put between 1 and then come here and say between 1 and 100, and you say okay. So that is to say, if someone has 76.80, for example, if someone has this, it will enter. So if someone have, you can come here to increase the number of decimal places, because the data validation here says decimal, and that decimal is between 1 to 100. Is between 1 to 100. So you can apply this when you are recording students' score. You have calculated it, is within average, or the score is decimal, or you are calculating analysis results, and that result is in decimal. You can apply the validation of decimal places to it. So when you are looking for something that has decimal ratios, you can use that aspect of validation to ensure that it's not beyond a certain range. Maybe you run a research, you run a practical, and for that result, the practical is between 0 and 10. but it's a decimal, maybe 4 point something something this. You can apply data validation to those cells and ensure that nobody mistakenly enter 44 instead of 4 points. The person don't enter 44, and by mistake, when the person does that, immediately it will correct the individual and tell the person, no, this is wrong. What you just entered is wrong. That's one of the beauty of validation. Very, very important that we have to know that. Okay. Now, after that, this is the one we most likely to use. We will most use so often to ensure entry, to ensure data entry, that what is entered is the correct stuff. You have your list of students, your list, the list of employees, the list of items, the list of locations, whatever you have the list for. Whatever you have the list for, you can select this. You can select this. So this is used to create drop-down list. You use this to create drop-down list. Now for the drop-down list, you select this. So once that is done, it will ask you, where is the source? Your list, where is the source? Now in that aspect, if it's something you can type, if it's something you know you can type, then you can go ahead and type it. Let's say you are talking about list of colors and you have this as black, you put comma, you have black, white, comma, green, maybe red, blue, like this. If it's stuff you can easily type, you type it here, separate them by comma. So once you hit OK, that's where you see this drop down arrow button here, and hence to do that you can click down and you see the values here. That is to say, you can enter anything that is not within this selected list. You can select any of them. Hence, if tomorrow you want to come here and type orange, it will tell you, no, this is not the stuff that you need to enter. So it asks you to try again. Hence, you need to select within this range. You need to ensure you select within this range. Okay, delete this and try again. Select here, and then you move away. That is for list. However, based on this, we are going to use list to bring in who the pay slip is for. For this, let's go back to do that again. Who the pay slip is for. We are going to come to data validation, and under the list, let me delete this. Under the list, we can click on this to go up. The list is for the employees. So we come to the employee payroll table. Now let me go down. The list pay for employee ID. For the employee ID. Now I will click on this, hold Control, hold Shift, press the down arrow. That is that's the list of what we want to make. And then I hit enter. Now once I hit enter, the list shows here. You see what we are working with equals to payroll this, and they are all absolutely referenced. They are all absolutely referenced. Hence we say OK. Now once that is done, if I click this, you see this is what we can now have. This we have employee ID this and what have you. That is the first aspect for data validation. Now with that, we can now use this, we can use whatever that is here to fill up our form. I'm going to use XLOOKUP to do that so fast so that we get to understand that after this session, our next assignment is to prepare the payroll slip form and then ensure they are dynamic. So to go further, I can now say equals XLOOKUP, double click here. What is the lookup value? This, you select this, and then once you select that, just press F4 to lock it, ensure that that is locked. Then say comma, what is the lookup array? The lookup array is this, is the employee ID. That's the lookup array. We start from this, hold Control, hold Shift, press the down arrow, then comma, what is the return array? If we see it, what do you want us to return? We want you to return the names. So we come here, select, hold Control, hold Shift, press the down arrow, and hit enter. So here we have this. However, we don't want this to show any. We also come here. Remember what we always do: put comma, open the quotation, put space, close with double quotation. That is to give us if not found. What value do we want if not found? We want it empty. We want it to be empty, and then we hit enter. That is being corrected. Now the thing we need to do is, the next thing to do is to do for department the same with XLOOKUP. The same thing we are going to do for, the same thing we will do for department. We do that for bank, do that for account number. So to do that, I'm going to copy this formula, Control C, and come over to this place, Control Z rather. Let me copy this first. I'm going to copy this formula, Control C. Let me hit enter. Then come over to this place and paste it, Control V. Now once I paste this formula here, I will have to check this. What am I working on? I'm still working on this. And then the payroll, this lookup array is still this. The return array will be different. The return array will be different. Let me go to payroll slip. The return array will now be C. It will be C, column C. So when I get back to this, let me come over to this. Return array will be C. I put C here and then put C here, so as to be fast for what we are doing. Then put equals to, hit enter. The same thing I'm going to do for bank here. The bank will be D. The bank will be D. I'm going to do that D, and then do that D here. Come over to this place and then say equals to, and hit enter. Do the same thing for this. Paste it here. Double click to activate this particular cell. What I pasted is in this cell, so you double click to activate it, to change the, to come to change the column name, the column name. So this one will be E. This one will be E8, E8, E8. So that's for account. Account is, I forgot to put a quality, so as to hit enter. Now if we go to payroll, you see that account is E, bank is D. So that's what we have here. If we now come to this place, we can also paste it as well. And then the basic salary is, double click here. The basic salary will be F. The basic salary will be F. Now come over to this place, and then say equals to, hit enter. Housing allowance the same. Housing allowance the same thing. We say we paste this F here, F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This will be G. This will also be G. And then let's put our quality and hit enter. Transport allowance, paste GH. We are going to change this. I want to finish this so that we see how dynamic it is. GH, so as to display the transport allowance here. G A A B C D E F G H I. This one will be I. This, remove the B, replace it with I, and then hit put equals to hit enter. Feeding allowance is I. So if we check it, is I. That's why you need to follow this so as to make it easier for you. Then the next we have is J. IJ, gross salary, is under column J. So when we come here, we paste. Why I'm not talking about X lookup, we have is what we have done before. We have been using it. We have J here, and then we have J as well. Put your equals to hit enter. So once that is done, we check for our tax or payee. So you do that, you can finish the rest due to our time. This is not the major stuff we want to learn today. So you can finish the rest when this is the next assignment for us to do. Design your pay slip form in such a way and then make it dynamic. Design your pay slip form, make it dynamic. So what you will do is just put stuff here, make it, ensure you make it dynamic. So what that entails is that if I select, let's say this is the employee that we are talking about, employee ID 005. If I select it, you see the other details shows up. This person is Stephen Liu in marketing department. This is the bank, this is the account. Here is 000 down because the person, there is nothing here. There is nothing here at all. So that's if I enter something here, let's say I say equals to run between, and we said 45,000 comma and 500 or 55,000 and 300,000 for example, and hit enter. We have this, and if I double click down, this is what we have. If I double click down, this is what we have. I didn't follow this from the top. Let me Control C, hit enter. Let me go from the top. I didn't do this from the top. Okay, so if I come here and paste this and double click down, copy, Control C, come to home, and then paste as value. I don't want it to be changing, so I want it to remain like this, and press escape key. So if I come to my paste room, you see everything, every detail is dynamic. Hence, if I select, if I do this one, everything up to the net salary, and then print or send, I can select another one, number 6. It gives me the informations or details of number 6. I print this, or I send, and then send these details forward to email. This one, everything is dynamic, and that is how you can design your payroll slip and then apply data validation, use XLOOKUP to bring every details to make it dynamic. So that is on that aspect. Yes, for those that don't have XLOOKUP, how can we leave the place blank from writing any when working with VLOOKUP? Okay. Now remember your lookup value, whatever you are looking for should be in front. But for VLOOKUP, where it doesn't have, if you have any, you can now come in front if it's this, if you are using VLOOKUP, you come in front here and use the if error value. Use the if error function. That should be able to correct it. The if error. If you are having that, this function should be able to correct it. If error. If error function should be able to correct it. Try it and give me your feedback. Try it and give me feedback to correct that NA. If error should be able to do that. Okay, now that is for the basics of data validation. For the basics of data validation. Another stuff on data validation, like here, which one is it? This one? No, is let's say employee leave policy. I think this one. Yeah, let's say, is it this? Should we use this? There's no date on this. Okay, now if on this, for example, under the employee leave policy, we can also apply data validation if we are only dealing on the leave for this year. If we don't want any, we don't want to enter date of last year mistakenly or last 2 years, that the start date has to be in 2025, the end date has to be, let's say, in 2025. Any leave we are taking, the start has to be 2025, has to be, the end has to be 2025. All leave ends in, all leave we are taking ends this year. Both the annual leave, the sick leave, maternity leave, whatever leave has to end this year. If that is the case, so we can come here, for example, highlight this, go to data validation, come to this, click on data validation. Now under this, we can now come here and select date. So once we select date, it will ask you between what's the start date. We can say 1/1/2025 and the end date 12. I tell you 12, my system date, the month is starting first. So you put according to your system date. And then put here 31st 2025. That's what we want. We want to condition this so that nobody enters date that is not within 2025. So once that is done, I can come here and say okay. So what that is paraventure, I now come here and say 2/13/2024. Mistakenly, I enter 2024 and I move out. It will tell me no, the date I just entered does not match. That's what it will tell me. What I entered does not match. What I entered does not match. So we can also apply data validation on dates. We can also apply data validation on dates. So let's get that clear. Another stuff on data validation is this. Now let's say that we want to give, let's say on this, we want to give the person information ahead of time. We want the person to have information ahead of time. Now I can, let me still select this and then go to data validation. No, go to, what did I do now? I mistakenly clicked on something and the system seems to be hanging in bits. So let's remove that and then go back, select data validation. I will say no. Now let's apply the same data validation here. Let's 2025, the one of date, and then 12/31/2025. Now, like I was saying, let's say we want to now give prior information, prior notice to the persons entering data in this place. We can come to here and add input message. And here I can now say, I can now put here dates. I can say 2025 or let's say 2025 dates. 2025 dates only. For example, 2025 dates only. We want the person to get prior notice, prior information. We can type it here. If you want this, you can put title and say, you can put the title and say dates alert, something like that, whatever you want to put here. Now, you have been seeing that data validation and data validation. If you want to add error message, you can come here, error alert. I'm going to be explaining something important in this place, on this particular place. Please go with me. I'm going to explain something important. All right. Thank you for that feedback. Now I'm going to be explaining something important on this particular area. Now here, if peradventure the person enters information, data that is not within the rule or within the range of data allowed in that cell, what error message do you want? You can say, you can put here error entry. For example, error entry, kindly enter the correct data. For example, error entry, kindly enter the correct data. Now, you have entered this. If peradventure the person gives you error, the person enters error stop. Maybe you design this and you are giving it to someone who is prone to error, who is not, who hasn't used system, or someone who don't know how to use Excel. You just tell the person, type this number into this. But you want to ensure that the person enters the correct stuff. So you can design your data set in such a way that it's only the information you want that is allowed. Here is to remind the person the dates that is allowed for that particular entry. That's the input message. What the person, so the person knows that only date of 2025 is allowed. Here, if the person enters error and the person insists on entering any date outside that, that will be flagged. So this is what we have. I say okay. Now let's see here. Immediately I click here, that message shows, you see an alert, an input message. It says date alert, 2025 dates only. So if the person, maybe mistakenly the person's eyes didn't go to that place and the person type in 521/2023, for example. If the person enter that and hit enter, automatically the thing will say error entry. That we should kindly enter the correct data. So the entry is wrong. Now what this, if I put retry, it will take me back to enter the correct one. Please pay attention, I'm going to be explaining something important now. If I put retry, it will take me to enter the correct one. No matter what I do, it will not allow me to enter it will not allow me to enter any incorrect data that is outside the range of data allowed for each of these cells, whatever that I do. So let's see another stuff. Now let's go to data validation here. And let's go back to error message. Now under the error message, we have this stop.
Stop is stop. You are not going anywhere. We are not allowing you to enter anywhere. Don't stop is stop. Don't cross. Stop. That's simple what it is. Stop is stop. Don't cross. So when we click this drop down, there are other informations. So if I select warning, warning is warning, but is less strong than stop. Stop doesn't allow you at all. Now if I select warning here and allow other things to remain and say okay, now see what will happen. If I come here and I say 7/21/2023 and hit enter, now see what it does. See what it does. It gave me information. It say error entry. Kindly enter the correct data. And then it's now asking me a question. Whether do I want to continue? If I say yes, that means this data will remain. But in stop doesn't give me any option to continue. Stop is stop. Just retry to enter the correct data. If you don't enter the correct data, you will stay here. You will keep on entering I will keep on telling you retry. But the warning under data validation error message is asking, do you want to continue? I have warned you that if you insist, you can continue. So if you say yes, if you click on yes, the data will be inserted. The data will be allowed. But if you click no, you will enter the correct data. So in data validation, we don't even encourage you to put any of them. Just leave it as stop when you are not sure of the person entering it. So if the one, let's also look at the one of now let's also look at the one of information. Let's look at the one of information. Warning gives you warning. What does information do? Information, like the word said, it gives you information and you continue. So we say okay. Now let me enter that again. 7/21/2023. Hit enter. It will give me information. It will give me information. It will not ask me, do you want to continue? It will give me information. Once I click OK, the data is there. Once I click OK, the data is there. So if you don't want any of this, the only thing that you just need is to go over to this place, highlight, come over to this, come to data validation, go back to your stop. Stop is what you need. Now let's get back to this. Hence, I have explained date, the same with time, the same with test length, then customization where you can input formulas. We will still get to that. Now, here we have data you can, this is between, this not between. If I select this, we say not between. If I say not between this, that means anything can enter, but date 2025 date shouldn't enter. Anything can enter, but 2025 date should not enter. That's not between dates. So that's what that is entails. Equals to, it gives you just one particular stuff. Equals to is dealing with one particular date. If you want a particular date, maybe today you are taking off for the date of 30th, and you are doing entry only for today, 30th. So anybody coming to enter the details should enter only today. It will not be, the person will not be allowed to enter yesterday date or whatever. Only today's date. You can use equals to when you are looking for only a particular date, then not equals to, if it's not on, just not equals to this, any other date is allowed. Greater than the same. If we are looking for dates that is greater than 2024, June 2025, whatever, we use less than, greater than or equals to all these. Those are stuff we can make use of, and they are the same when it comes to decimal. We can also have them as when it's decimal. When it's whole number, we can have that, the same stuff we have here. So that is on that. When it's list, you just have to insert a particular list, because we are talking about list of items or list of values. Now, custom is where you can insert a particular formula. Like you can see, custom, that's the stuff have changed to formula. When you want to custom your validity to a particular formula you can use, we might still get to that aspect. So this explains the basic data validation. This explains the basic data validation, how you can apply them in what, in any situations you can apply them. Like here, we applied it for list for data validation. Here we also applied it for list on data validation. So that is the aspect of data validation. Now let's take it a bit further, a bit advanced on data validation. Let's take it to a bit advanced on data validation. Now, this is what we call multiple dependent drop-down list. Multiple dependent drop-down list. To create multiple dependent drop-down list, I'm going to use this data. This is a tentative data. I'm going to use it to show us how we can do that in Microsoft Excel. What we creating multiple dependent drop-down lists. Multiple dependent drop-down lists. That's what we are talking about, to create this multiple dependent drop-down list. So to do that, what we are saying is this, that we have 3 states here, Abia, Adamawa, Lagos. Now, under these 3 states, we have local governments under these 3 states. Now, under this, let's say we have our offices, when we have our branches in Abia State, Adamawa, and Lagos. And inside Abia State, our branches are in Aba North, Aba South, Arochukwu here. Also here, our branches are scattered in Abia State, Adamawa, and Lagos. Then under each of these branches in different local government, we have different staffs. We have different staffs that works in each of these branches in separate local government areas. Hence, when we have our data entry, the data profile, employee profile, we want to ensure that the state, the local government, and the name of the employee, we want to be sure that the name of the employee here is under that local government and in that state. We don't want to, how will I explain it now? Yes, we don't want to put an employee from another local government under a particular local government. For example, we don't want to mistakenly put someone in Adamawa local government under Abia local government. So we want to ensure that every data from what we receive this data, that these are lists of our stars under each local government. Each local government submitted the name of stars, and we compile it and put it on a spreadsheet. And this is the table, the spreadsheet table from all the local governments in the state we operate, and also the states, and we know all the local government we operate. Now, how do we create multiple dependent drop-down lists that the name here depends on the local government here that we display here. The name here depends on the local government that we display here, while the local government that we display here depends on the state. Depends on the state that we display here. So to do that, to create that multiple dependent list, we are going to learn certain stores. We are going to learn certain stores as regards to Excel. Daniel, I want to believe that this is very okay. Can someone else confirm? He's saying it's going on and off. Can someone confirm? Are we good? I think from my end I'm good. I think from my end is good. So another person, please confirm if we are good to go. I think from my end we are good. I need to finish this and get to data formatting, conditional formatting. Can someone let me know? Someone is saying it's going on and off. Whether it's the person's network or from my end, I need to confirm. If you are with me, type in the comments, confirm if it's okay from here. All right, Amina, you said it's okay from your end. I want to believe it is. From my end, it's okay as well. Okay. Now, to do that, we are going to learn certain stuff. We are going to learn certain stuff. Follow me. It's a bit tricky. It's going to be a bit tricky, but it's simple if you understand the process. Now, here we have states. Here are our states. On this particular sheet is our state. Here are the local government under each state. Here are the local government under each state. Now, these local governments are what we have here as our headers, and under each local government is the staff names. This is the staff names under each local government. So what we are going to do is that first we will create what we call named ranges. We will create what we call named ranges for each of the column. For each of the columns, we create what we call named ranges, and it's very simple. To create a named range, I want to create named range for this particular column here. So what you just do is you highlight this. Don't include Abia. Highlight from Abanot down. Come over to this place, to the name box. Come over to this place called name box and call it Abia. You type Abia. Use the name here. Use this, the column header, type Abia, hit enter. That's the name range for this. Do the same to this one. I have already done that so that we don't waste much time. I have done few of it, but to show us, when I highlight this, you see that the name of this particular range shows Adamawa, but if I exceed it, it shows me a range which is starting from the D8. But if I select only this, it's telling me that the name of the particular range, this range, is Adamawa. The same way, if I select this, it shows Lagos. Now I have done a bit for this one. I think I have done it for this one. If you select this, you see it shows Abanot. Let's go up. If you select this, Control Shift down, it shows Aba South, Control Backspace. If we come here to select Control Shift down, Control Backspace, you notice we haven't done it for this one, so it's showing me I8. I8 is the first active cell selected. That's what it shows, I8. So to do that, we are going to name this range Arochukwu. The names, all the range here, we are going to name it Arochukwu. So to do that, I will come here, type Arochukwu. Okay, once that is done, I hit enter. The same thing I'm going to do to this. Control Shift down, Control backspace. Here I will name it, come over to this, I will name it bend. I will name it bend. Hit enter. That's the name of that range. I will come here, Control Shift down, Control backspace, and return here and call it equal. Ensure the spelling is correct, please. That's equal, that's O. And then hit enter. That's the name. Then we are going to do the same for this. I think I have done it for this one. That's correct. And I have done for this. I have done for this. Let's be sure. Correct. I have done to that for that one. Here, Control Shift down, Control backspace. Then we are going to name it Ganye Abi. I think that's the correct pronunciation. And then I hit enter. That's the name of that range. Please follow me. We are heading to somewhere. Then here we are going to name it. We are going to name it GREI. That's the spelling there. Hit enter. We move to this. Hold Control Hold Shift, press down arrow, Control backspace. Then we are going to name it Gombi. I think that's the correct. Hit enter. Then here I think I have done for this. I think I have done for Agege. I need to be sure. Okay, I haven't done for that one. Control backspace. Come over to this, you call it Agege, hit enter. Then come over to this, Control Shift down, Control backspace. We highlight this, call it Alimosho. That's correct. Hit enter. Do the same here, Control Shift down, Control backspace, come over to this, call it Amoro. Put underscore. When you want to separate, put underscore. Then put this. Use underscore, not hyphen, please. Underscore when you want to ensure the two words are separate. Then you hit enter. Come over to this, Control Shift down, Control backspace, you name it as well. Name it Apapa. Enter. And then finally, we have this Control Shift down, Control backspace, and we call it Badag. Now, why we are doing this is because we want to create multiple dependent drop-down lists. Now, what we have created, name range for this column, name range for this column, name range for this column, and all these ones. Now, having done that, we can now go to our employee profile. Now, let's take, for example, we already have our employee ID. Here the states. Here, let's say we already have our employee ID. Then the state here, let's okay, let's say I just ensure to select here. Then let me use let me do this, select here, go to data. Here we will start with the basic data validation we just want. So I will come here, select data validation, come over to this place, go to list, select list, click here, click on this, come to my employee details. Now what I want is the name of the states. So I will highlight this. I will highlight Abia, Adamawa, and Lagos. That's what I will highlight. Hit enter. it returns here, and then I will click on OK. Now here, if I click on anything here, you see that shows up for it. Next is to do that for the local government. Now what I'm doing here is that I want in a case, if I select Abia State, the only local governments that will show here are local governments under Abia State, so that I don't make mistake, or anybody entering don't make mistake. If I select Adamawa, the local government that will show here only is Adamawa State. If I select here, the same thing. So let's get that. So to do that, I will also come to local government here, come over to data validation, select this, come to this, select list. Now here on the list, under the list, instead of me to go and select a particular local government which is not going to be dynamic, I'm going to make use of a function. I'm going to say equals to, going to type indirect. I'm going to type indirect function. I'm going to type indirect, open bracket. Once you say equals to indirect, what do? I will click here. I will click on this particular state. I will click here. Now once I click here, I want it to be, if I go down, let this move down. I want it to be dynamic. So what I will do is I will not lock. If I click there, you see that this one is $, this one is $. So I want to lock only the column parts. I don't want to lock the row. That's misreferencing. So I will click there to delete the $. Then come in front of, click in front of 9. That shows us that the only the column D that has the $. It's only D that has the $. 9 doesn't have. That means I can move down relatively in the column part. Then I close the bracket, hit OK. It will show us this error pop-up. Of course, we say we click on yes. We click on yes. That we have done our data validation. Then the next thing is we are going to do the same to the full name. So once we are done, you see how dynamic it is. So let's quickly do that. I click on this, come to data validation, select data validation, come to this, select list, come to source here, and type the same formula, indirect, open brackets, and then select. Now I will select local government. So that once I do that, I need to come over to this, remove this one, come over, then close the parentheses, and then hit enter. It will ask this, we say okay. Of course, that is done. Now let's see the beauty of what we just did. If I select a particular state here, let's say I select Lagos. Now if I click here, what happened? Yes. This should show. Let me check something, whether it's because of this that I did, my system is having this issue.
let me select something like this. Come over to lists and get to source, come here, select this, hit enter. Okay, then come over to this, okay, let me remove the validation here. Okay, this is where it stops. Let me stop the same area and then get to data validation and select lists, come over to this, say equals to indirects, then click on this. Let me remove this, close it and say OK. Now if I click here, okay, it will display. This is what I'm looking for. Now if I select this Adamawa State, this one Abia State, here it will only display local governments in Abia State, only the local government in Abia State. Let's say I select this. In Adamawa State, I will select this. It shows only the local government in Adamawa State. If I select Lagos, it will show only the local government in Lagos State, for example. That makes it dependent, so that I will not type a Lagos local government to Adamawa or to Arochukwu. This is what makes it to be dependent on the states. It makes it to be the dependent. So to complete this, let me remove this validation from. It's supposed to work without this. I don't know why it's not working on the pattern previously. So let me select up to this. I think this where, okay, let me select up to this point as well, and then head over to this, do data validation, come to this select list. Let me move it aside. Select list. What is my source? Equals indirects. Open this. I will click on local government. The process is the same. It's just that maybe due to I selected all the column, all the row from A to from 1 down. Maybe that's the cause. Then I remove this, close this, and then say OK. I will say OK. That is that. So if I select the states, come over to this place, I will select. Let's say I select Arochukwu, come over to this. Only the names of employees under this local government will display. So we can't put any name that is not the employees on this. So if we are looking, okay, the person is Ngozi Lalawa, we select. If the person is Daniel Lawal, we select, and the case as the case may be. That's what we call multiple dependent drop-down list, or dependent multiple. What's the English? Multiple dependent drop-down list. That's what we do. That's what we call it. You need to use name ranges. This is the state. This is, you can use it for any other use case. For any other use case. That's on the multiple dependent drop-down list. Try that on your own. Try that on your own. There are different scenarios. Those of us in the scholarship group, I will give us scenarios in which we also will
you have to try it and submit. I will give you different scenario questions to try this multiple dependent drop-down list for your real world project assignment. All right. Now, having established that we are moving to conditional formatting, I pray we will be able to, I will be fast. We are moving to conditional formatting. I'm going to use this particular form to teach us certain stuff in conditional formatting. I'm going to use this to teach us certain stuff in conditional formatting. Please pay attention here. Now, okay, let me start from students score. Let's quickly, let me start from student score. I'm going to use that, let's say from 1 comma to 30, hit enter, then let's drag it to this place, drag it down. I shouldn't even do the drag down set. Let me double click. Forgive me, it's an error on my part. So I just Ctrl C, come to Home, and paste as values. So that will be there. Then the exam, I can also generate this, run between, let's say between 20, 70, hit enter, then drag this here, and then double click for the rest. All right, this is our result. Now, let's take for example, under this overall grade, position, remark, very good, and stuff like that. Under this, if I want to flag those that fail, overall grade, under this overall grade, if I want to flag those that fail, okay, here there is no failure. So if I want to flag those that have D, let's take for example, if I want to show those that have D, if I want to display those that have D, or those that their average score is less than 50. Let's say I want to flag those their average score is less than 50. So I can come here, Control Shift down arrow. Our management want us to show those that their average score, that's the average total score, is less than 50. The management want us to flag them. So we highlight, go to conditional formatting. Under conditional formatting, we come to sales rule. To highlight sales rules, and we come over to greater than, because we are looking for those their average score is less than, okay, less than, so I will select this. Now once that is so less than, we can now come here, I will come here and type 50. And then what color do I want them to show on? Let's say yellow field and dark yellow text, for example. Then I will say okay. So if we scroll down, we begin to see then those that are less than 50. We see then that those that are less than 50. Now we can also, the management also can also say, okay, we want you to show those that are greater than or equals to so. Okay. Now we can come to this. Let's say those that are greater than or equals to, let's say 60. We can come to this and go to more rules. Now under more rules, we can come to cell value. You see greater than. Then we can click this. we will see greater than or equals to. So here we can see those that is greater than or equals to 69, for example, equals to 69. How do we want to format them? We want to go to format. When you click on this, you go to this format option. Now when you come to that, what field do we want? Let's say we want them to be let's say we want this green, for example, and then go to font, let's say bold. We want it to be bold, and then we say OK, and then we click on OK. Now we see those that are greater than or equals to 69. They are the ones that is flagged that color. If we want less than or equals to that is for that, let's say we now want to condition this. We go to equals to, Control Shift down to highlight, come to conditional formatting, come to this, and then we can say greater than or equals to 51, or let's say 50.1, for example, greater than or equals to 50.1. We come to format, come to fill, let's select this yellow, and then let's come to font, let's make it good as well, and we say OK, and then we say OK. Now automatically we see it highlights those that falls within this. But what you will notice is that both 61 and 69 is highlighted. So it moves from down up. It moves from lesser hierarchy to higher hierarchy. So to get that stuff again, we can come over to this and say Control Shift down, go over to conditional formatting, highlight sales rules, come to this, and then greater than or equals to, if we want to say greater than or equals to 65, we want to highlight those greater than or equals to 65 or greater than or equals to 70, for example. If they have 70 above, greater than or equals to 70, we can come here, come to this, let's select this particular green, come to bold, let's make it bold, change the font color, say to white, and that we can say OK, and then we say OK. Now when we search for it, you will see the one that is 70 above. Here only one person that made 70 above, which might not be good for the school. The school might not appreciate it. So with this, we can now see that people next within B. There are most people that falls within B and C. We have more people in B and C, more students in B and C, and few, just one student that makes 70 above from our formatting here. That way we have gotten that conditional formatting. Now another way is this. You can also check using any of this. If you are looking for a value greater than, maybe you are working for a value greater than, value less than, between, equals to. If you are working for equals to, for example, to get the one of equals to here, I can use this. Now let's say I want to get the values, Control Shift down, those that make, let's say highlight this, equals to, those that make G. Let's say if the value is equals to D, give me, we can go to custom color. Now under this custom color, let's say give me this particular color here. If the person is D, give me this color. For example, let's say this, and then the font, make it bold, but leave it as black, and then I will say okay. Now if you check here, you will see this is the only person that met G here. Now I can also come here and come to highlight equals to if is E equals to E. Then let's come to field. Let's select red for example. Come to the border. Let's make it bold, and we can change the color to white, and then we say okay. It shows the person with E, D, and then we say okay. Now also we can do the same stuff for the persons that has C. If we have C here, then come over to this place. We can make it, let's say we select this, come to this, bold it, and say okay. Then the condos that met G, the same way. So if we want to showcase, then those that make B, we can come over to this place and give it a light green color like this, and then go to font, make it bold, and then we can say okay, and then we say okay. Then finally we can do it for the one with A. That's how you can decide to format it. And then the one with A, you custom it, come here, you can make it full green that has A, and then we say okay, okay. Now if we move, you will notice the one with A has this green and stuff like that. You see B, you see C, and what have you. So that is on the aspect of formatting. Another stuff in formatting we can do is we can come over here and say Control Shift down arrow, go to conditional formatting. We might use data bar. You see, if I select any of these, you see it shows the bar according to, depending on the one we want to use. If you want to use the gradient field, if you want to use this, it shows them according to, it shows the bar according to their grade, those according to their grade. So if we want to do that for this as well, maybe the grand total, let's use grand total, and then come to data bar, you look at it, it shows according to the range, according to their value. It shows according to their value. Now if you want to get top 5 performing students, you want to get top 5 performing students, you want to get them through this, you can get top 10. Here it's not just top 10, we can delete this and type 5. So the top 5 performing students, we can now custom them. Let's say put them green, pure green, go to font and make them white. I like green anyway, that's why you always see most times I use green. You can do that. I like green color sharp. So you select this, come to font white, then you say okay. You see that the top 5 students, they are marked, you see them green, 1, 2, 3, let's move up, 4, 5. Did I put 6? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's okay? I'm seeing the challenge. I see the reason here. The stuff here is because this is 470, this is 470, the same value, that's why it makes it 6. This and this are the same value, then 472, 477, 5, that's why it looks like it's 6. And I was trying to tell us this in the last section. Now let's check the grade of these two persons. Let's check the grade of these two persons. If you check their grade, or their rank. If you check their rank, rather you see them, this person fifth, this person fifth. So that will help you in your grading results. When these students have the same grade, have the same score, they can share the same grade in class. So it helps you to rectify that. Okay, now another stuff in conditional formatting is that you can use colors like we have here. You can use different colors. The ones that are very, the ones that are low, we have something like looks like red. The ones red, yellow, green, pure green. So you can use colors. You can use icons. Those their score is okay, those their score is low. You can assign icons beside them. This is more like, most times we use this for indicators, for indicator, performance indicator, which you can assign here. So if I use this, now you can see those that are, their performance is very okay. You can see them, those that are marked good falls between D, they falls under D. Those that have this sign, their D is not strong, their D is not strong. So here you can see how it ranks them, within a particular range. Now I'm trying to be fast to cover certain aspect. We have less than 30 minutes. Okay, now here under the icon here, you see all this. Here you can have what we call more rules. Under the more rules, you see these icons. Here you can set up your rules. You can set up your rules for green, for yellow, when is greater than or equals to 33 but less than 67. So if you want your green to be from 60, then when it's less than 60, let it show yellow. You can come here and declare it, type 60 here, hit enter. So you see that those ones that are 60, you see them that are within 60 has the green, but those that are yellow, that falls below that 60 range, the average of 60 range is now having the yellow, the other ones are now red. Now what did he do? He push up the values. Now watch here, let's go back to this, more rules. Now he push up here 63, and then any of them that is less than this should be flagged red. Is something we can, okay, let's do that here. If we want it anyone less than 40 to be red, we can type this here as well in percentage, and we hit enter. So it rearrange what we have. So just use the in percentage. In percentage, this is less than 40, but in real sense it's not. So let's here just type the first one 60. It will do the rest for us. So when we see this is red, this one's has red, but this is less. So the C is not really a strong C. So that's how we can make use of that conditional formatting in passing messages and giving extra information, extra details as regards to our data set. So these are basic formatting principles. You can go ahead and use it as regards to any of these. You can format when it's very good, make it green. You use the equals to, when it's equals to very good, put green. When it's equals to good, put yellow, and stuff like that, whatever you have fair pass. All right, now let's take it further a bit. in conditional formatting. Now we can use conditional formatting to make our form look good and look very, very okay. Now let me delete what we have here. Okay. Now I will select this. Pay attention please. I select this, hold control, select this, still holding control, select these ones, and move away to select only these ones. Follow me. We are taking it a bit more advanced in conditional formatting. Select these ones. These are the cells I need to conditionally format. So once I do that, I go to conditional formatting. Now under conditional formatting, I will come to new rules. So once I click on new rule, I will go to this. No, not this. Is it this? Let's say manage cell rules. Under manage cell rules, I click on new rule. Which format? Let me check here. Okay, yes, this is what I'm looking for. So once you select all these, we can go to format only cells that contain. You select this option. Now once you select this option, this shows. Now what we need is to come here blanks. When is the cell, if the cell is blank, for example, for example, what color do we want? How do we want it to look like? So I can come here, come to fill. If it's blank, let's say I want it to have this kind of gray color. For example, if it's blank, let it have this kind of gray color. And then if I want border, I can come to border. If I want border, I can come to border. Any of this is okay. What border color do I want? I can select this particular color. I can select outline border as well, and then say okay. And then I will say okay, and then say okay. Now you notice immediately I say okay, you notice every of these cells are the way I now formatted it to be. Once it's blank. Now if I type something, if I enter a particular number here, you see that particular blank is out. It shows me that something is here. Once a number is there, it shows me. But this one that we haven't applied the XLOOKUP to bring data still remains. So we can use conditional formatting in order to do certain stuff. As we progress, we are going to be using some of the advanced features when we use it to put some formulas and what have you to conditionally format our cells. Okay, now let me delete this. Once we delete it, you see it shows the same stuff. Now, if I click on this, let me select that, hold control, select these ones, hold control, select these ones. Let me go down. We're still holding my control, select this one, go to conditional formatting, come to manage cell rules, come to new rules, come to this, and then now when it's no blanks, what do you want? No blanks. So once I say no blanks, what do I want? I can come here, come to fill. Let's say I make use of this blue. Once I make use of that blue, I can come to the border. Under the border, I can select white, then select, if I select white, let's say I select the outside border, It's okay. I select the outside border, and then I say, okay, we have this. Then I can go to format as well, come to font. I can select font color to be white, and then make it bold if I want. And then I say, okay, we have stuff like this. And then I will say, okay. And then I will say, okay as well. That's what we have. So if I come over to this place and select a particular ID, you see what I formatted. The color I formatted is there. The way I format it is there. Now let's see that that's the way it is. Let me delete this. Hold Control, select this. Hold Control, select this. Let's move down. Hold Control, select this as well. And then come over to conditional formatting, manage cell rules, new rule, select this, come to this and say no blanks. Under no blanks, what do we want? I want a theme. Now I'm using a darker blue now. On this darker blue, Please confirm if my sound is back now. Confirm if my sound is back. Please confirm if my sound is back. I need to take us to data security fast. Confirm if my sound is back. Confirm if my sound is back, please. Let me know where you stop hearing me. Let me know where you stop hearing me, please. Very important. Let's do that fast. We have less than few minutes to wrap up this session this night. Okay, beautiful. Let me know where you stop hearing me, please. Let me know where you stop hearing me. Let me know where you stop hearing me, guys. Please, let's be fast so that I need to complete our timetable this night. We needed to complete validation, data, conditional formatting, and then data security. Let me know where you stop hearing me, please. Where did you stop hearing me so that I will refresh? Now, I know that you already know what I did here to format this place to look like this so that whenever I enter stuff, it will display. So, but what I want to do here is different. From what I want to. What I want to do here is this. Now you notice. Okay, let me redo that. Now there is something I want to do. Yes, I have talked about this. If it's empty, this is what we have. We want the color to be. We want the color to be this. If it's empty, we want the color to be this. But if we have something, we want the color to be this. I believe that has been settled before my sound went off. Now, what I wanted to show us, I have done that in the previous session, but I want to show us once more that we can use if function equals if, double click, if this equals empty, if it's empty, open and close, open quotation, close it, comma, then what do we want? If it's empty, return empty, open that space, close it, comma, if not, return P, remember capital letter P, remember to put capital letter P and hit enter. Now that is what we have here. So what I did is that we are going to drag this down. We are going to drag this down to stop here. Now once that is done, you see that this place has P as well. The reason is because this cell is not empty. There is already a formula imputed in this cell. So it's not an empty cell. So what we are going to do to correct this so that we have the same stuff is to bring the P here. We put P, capital letter P, in this place and delete this P and hit enter. Hence, we can double click here. Once we do that, this place is because we just need to delete it. That's taken care of. Now, what that entails is, let me highlight this entire place. Or I didn't even. Okay, there is no stuff here. This, we don't need anything. I haven't done anything on this particular. I haven't done anything on this particular stuff here. So I have to delete it. So what I want to do here is to highlight to this place, come over to this font style, type Windings 2. That's what I need, type Windings. Under this, I will select this, Windings 2. So once I select it, we see stuff like this. So the thing I can now do is to come over to this. I can make it green. I can make it green. So what that means is that if I enter stuff here, we see that this stuff here is marked good. But why are we not seeing anything here good? Now, so why we are not seeing stuff that are good? Then let me hit enter, remove this, make it let me still make it this. Here we can change the stuff and say if this equals okay, now what we can do here is this. Now see what we can do. Control Z. Now see what we can do here. Let's get back to this formula. If this equals this, now let me make it absolute reference. Let me press F4. Why am I making it absolute reference? Because everything here is dependent on the value here. So once I select, every of the value here is dependent on this. So I can hit enter and then let me drag down. So I will have a value. I will delete this. That's what I need to do. Why do I do that? Because once I select a particular value here, every of the details here will show. So that's what I need to do. Let me delete this. Others will be deleted. Here, the next I can do is come over to this place, come to this, select Windings. Select Windings and select Windings 2. So if we select any value here, so I can still make it this color. Let's make it this color. Now if I select any value here, automatically you see it marks good. To the ones that have it marks good. So with that we can make our form to look better. Alright, now the next I'm going to do now is to teach us data security. Data security, we are moving to data security, how you can password your workbook, password your worksheet, password your cell. In data security, we have workbook passwording, like this entire workbook. If you save it and want to open it, you don't want anybody to have undue access to this particular workbook, which is Excel automation template exercise. If you don't want anybody to have access to this workbook, while on this system, you want only you to have access, what do? You can password this workbook. How do you password it? You go to file. You go to file. I'm starting from how to password your workbook. Passwording the workbook. After that, we go to worksheet. After the worksheet, we go to cells. So you go to file, come to accounts. Come to account. Now, once you click on account, under the account, you can come to manage. You can come to manage. Once you click on manage, you should display is it this place? Is it this place? Is it this place? Is it this place? Let me check. Okay. This is under info. This one is under info. If it's on your own under info, you get to this place. On home, you come to info, then you go to protect workbook. Protect workbook. So once you come to this place, you click on protect workbook. Now, once you do that, other details, this drop down menu will appear. This drop down menu, if you want to protect the current sheet you are on, you click on this. But we want to protect the workbook, we enter with password. And please, I want to state that this one is more authentic. It's difficult to crack. It's difficult to bypass. It's difficult to crack. It's difficult to bypass. So you select this. If you select it and type in your password, please type a password you know you can remember. It's difficult to retrieve that. In fact, I have not been able to crack a way in which you can retrieve the password of that or crack that. So when you are typing your password, ensure you type a password you can remember. Then let's say I type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. And then if I say OK, it will ask me re-enter the password. So once you re-enter to confirm your password, you have already passworded this one. You have already passworded this workbook. Now let's say I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. And then I say OK. You see something now. It said a password is required to open this workbook. So anytime if you close your workbook and open it, anytime you want to open it, it will require you to put in a password. With that, people cannot have access into the data or into the information in that particular workbook. So that is how you can protect your workbook. And I recommend, especially if you are dealing with financial data or student report or result, password it only when you give person access. That's to know you can easily track persons that have access to that particular workbook. So that is how to password your workbook, by encrypting a particular password. More like you are entering to you want to sign into your email, you enter a password. All right. Now, let's take for example, I want to password this. This is my payroll. I want to password it so that I don't want anybody to alter any information. After having prepared this payroll or these student results, having prepared the student results, I don't want anybody to alter this result, to alter whatever is here. So what do I do? The stuff I will do is go to, I think, review. Yes, go to review. Now, under review, you have this protect sheet, protect workbook, protect sheet, protect workbook. Now, here we are on the student result sheet, and we want to protect only this sheet. We click on protect sheet. Here it will ask you what access do you want to allow. If you want someone to insert columns, rows, insert hyperlinks, and what have you, then you can do that. If not, you can put a password. Let's say I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then click on OK. Ask me to re-enter it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I say OK. This particular Excel is passworded. So here now, let's take for example, I want to change this from 16 to another stuff. If I click anything, it will tell me the cell or the chart you want to enter or you are trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make changes on protect, you might be requested to enter a password. So if person want to change it, the person cannot. The person can read it, but the person will not be able to change anything. The person can read it, the person can read, but the person will not be able to change anything. That is to protect worksheet. We are in this sheet. This is the only sheet that is protected. If I come here, I can change, I can type in anywhere. I can type in stuff here. I can type in stuff here. It doesn't affect anything. It's only the student sheet that is protected. However, if I close this particular sheet and try to open it again, it will request password for me. All right, before I do that, let me quickly go to this. Now, I want to password a particular section of my sheet, a cell, a particular range of cell. I want to password it so that you can play around, somebody who can play around here. That's your business. But I don't want anybody to change anything here. I don't want anybody to play around here. So what I can do is I can select this entire range. I can select this and stop here. In order, this is the range I want to protect. This is the range I want to protect. Then you can play around here, but don't touch anything here. I want to protect only this range. So how do we do that? To do that, the first thing we do is to come to this place to highlight the entire sheet. Please follow me. I might not have time to explain in full details, but follow me as I do this. Highlight the entire sheet, right click. Once I right click, this pop-up menu will appear. You go to format cells. Once you click on format cells, this dialog box will show. Once this dialog box shows, come to this option called protection. Under this option called protection, check this. Just click on this to remove this check button here. Once you click on it, you see this is no longer checked, and then you click OK. Now what this simply means is that this sheet is no longer protected. Even if you protect it, it will not be protected because you have removed the lock. Even if you go here, even if you come here now and click protect, now watch, I type 1 2 3 4 5 and then say OK. Type 1 2 3 4 5 and then say OK. Even if it's protect, you look at this here, it's showing that this sheet is protected. It's asking us to unprotect it. Hence, if I type in anything here, it will enter because I have removed the lock. I have unchecked it. So if I type anything here, it will go. So that way we have removed the protection on this sheet. Let me type this again. That way we have removed that. So once you do that, to password a particular range, you first of all come to as we want to password this range or protect this particular range, first of all select the entire range, right click, come to format cells, and ensure that this place is not marked good. There is not marked, this is empty. Nothing is not like this. Ensure it's not like this. If it's like this, unselect it to be empty and then you say OK. So once that is done, after you are done doing that, now select the range of cell you want to protect. Select the range of cell you want to protect. Now this is the range of cells I want to protect. From here upward, from here to this place, that's what I want to protect. So once you select it, bring your cursor inside that range of cells you want to protect, right click on it, go to format cells again, and then lock. Select the lock. Select the lock. Once you select the lock, you say OK. So once you click OK, what that means is this. If we protect this sheet, if we go ahead and go to protection and then click on 1 2 3 4 5, use a strong password, but now is for teaching purposes, and then say OK, re-enter 1 2 3 4 5, and then you say OK. This place is passworded, this place is protected, but this place is not. Watch, I can enter stuff here. Hit enter. But here I cannot. It will tell me, no, this place is under protection. If I come over to this place, I cannot. Any cell within here I cannot. They are under protection, but the one above it I can enter. The one beside it I can enter. So that is how you can protect a particular cell, a range of cells in your workbook. Now, another thing I need to show you is this. Then we wrap up. If I click on this, you will see the formula, you will see the value in the formula bar. If I click on this, it will show you that I use SLOOKUP. I used SLOOKUP for this particular formula. I used SLOOKUP. Now, if I don't want you to see it, if I don't want you to see the formula that I used, what do I need to do? Let me highlight this entire range and highlight this. Go back to right click. Okay, this under protection. Let me remove the protection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to remove the protection, enter the same password you used earlier. So I put enter. Now, this place is under protection. Let me leave it because of time. Now, once that is done, I can now right click on this, go to format cells. Under format cells, I click on lock, but now I need to select on hidden as well. So once I select on hidden and say OK, come back to protect and type in the same protection. 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now watch now. If I click here, you notice nothing displays in the formula bar. If I click on the name, the XLOOKUP that normally shows that that's the formula I use no longer displays. So if the person clicks, the person will not see the formula that I used. The person cannot edit. The person cannot see the formula that I used in getting the value. That is one thing. And then another stuff in data protection is this. Let me go to this on protect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, another stuff is this. If I protect this sheet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, watch now. If I protect it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I didn't show us that. Now, what that's, if I protect, I can still click on any of these cells. I can select any of them. I can select. But in a situation whereby I don't even want to give you access to select, I will highlight this. Let me remove the protection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enter. Now let me protect it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here now, I don't want you to have access at all. I will remove you access from selecting locked cells, because these are cells that is locked. You can select unlock cells. I don't want you even to select at all. I don't want you to even select this place, not to talk of you want to edit it. I don't even want you to select at all. So I will say OK. Then I type that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I say OK. Now, what do you notice here? Here I can select and type. I can select and type. But here I'm clicking. You can hear my mouse. I can select. I can select anything within this range. I can select. So the person can play around. I can select here because these unlock cells. They are unlocked cells. I can select. But these locked cells, I cannot select anything from that. And these are ways you can ensure data security, data integrity, data protection. And this is where we come to the end of tonight's section. Let me know in the comment section. Drop your name, your scholarship ID in the comment section, and also let me get a feedback for tonight's section. Tomorrow we will be looking at extra. We will be going further in our data analysis a training as we have entered the intermediate phase. Tomorrow we will be looking at the tables, we'll be looking at pivot table, and then we will look at Excel word merge. It's going to be an amazing section tomorrow as well. Tomorrow being Thursday, we are going to learn pivot table, learn tables, and Excel word merge. All right. Thank you everyone for being available to tonight's section. Let me know how is tonight's section. Give me that feedback as well. Give me that feedback. At least tonight's network is very, very stable. Tonight, at least, network was very, very stable. Let me know how is tonight's section. How is tonight's section? Your name, also your scholarship ID in the chat box. Much appreciated. Those of us in the scholarship, your name, your scholarship ID, much appreciated. I know those that have been with me. I know those have been with me. Let me get your... All right, someone is asking, I just stumbled upon this live section. How can I join? Okay, I will drop a WhatsApp contact right away. Let me drop a WhatsApp contact. If you are in Nigeria, you can chat me up on WhatsApp. I will give you details on the scholarship program. This is data analysis scholarship using Microsoft Excel. I'm going to be typing the contacts in the chat now. So guys, drop your name, your scholarship ID. Drop your name, your scholarship ID. Also, let me know about how is tonight's section. How is it? How is it? How is it? What did you learn tonight? What did you learn tonight? Kindly, the person that is asking for how to join, just kindly reach out to me, kindly chat me up on WhatsApp. I will give you the necessary details for the cohort 2 that is about to commence. All right, let's quickly drop your name, your full name, your scholarship ID, and let me know how tonight's section is. How is tonight's session? What did you learn? We are taking it up. We started from the scratch from what is data analysis into Excel, and we are moving up the ladder to we are going to get into advanced, where we learn Power Query, data modeling, predictive analysis, data reporting and visualization. Much to come in the next week. In next weeks to come. Your name, your scholarship ID, and also give me my feedback. Let me get that feedback. How is tonight's section? How is tonight's section? Also, do you have any question? If you have, feel free to drop it in the scholarship group. I will try as much as possible to answer that. Those of us in the scholarship, feel free to drop that in the scholarship group. And also, I'm waiting for my feedback. I love feedback as well. Please, you know, that is one thing that is motivating us, that motivates us to know that we are getting what we are dishing out, that people are growing in the field of data analysis as regards to Microsoft Excel. I'm still waiting for feedback. I'm still waiting for our feedback. How is tonight's section? What did you learn? What did you get tonight? Also, before you leave, like the live. If you are joining us for the first time, subscribe so that you get updates anytime we go live on certain trainings, opportunities, whether it's tech training, whether it's job interviews, whether it's CV writing trainings, whether it's career coaching trainings. We dish out quality contents on this channel. So if you are just joining us, I will encourage you to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification
anytime we upload, you get notified by YouTube. All right, I'm going to stop here. I'm waiting for one person or two that will give me a feedback this night. How is tonight's section? How is tonight's section? So please, you said you will show me how to change the position. You would have informed me earlier. The class was good and is not as confusing as the last one. I mean, don't worry. Thank you for your time, sir. We appreciate. God bless you. I need to encourage you to be more steadfast. More confusing ones might come, because if it's not confusing, if it's not hard, then I wonder what analysis it will be. The class was wonderful, sir. Thank you. Okay, let me do that quickly for you. You said you want to know how to shift, how to move information quickly. Okay, let me use this. Please go along with me. Let's say, for example, I want to change the position of this. Control Shift down, Control backspace. Let's say I want to change the position of this. I want to change it to this so that I have employee position. I have employee position before full name. If I drag it here, it will replace the full name. You have experienced that. If I drag it there and keep, it will say already better there. Do you want to replace it? If you say okay, it will replace. Let me cancel. Now what you need to do in order to shift it, so that when you move this up, this one shift front, so that this one will take the space. You have employee position, then full name. When you drag and get to this place, hold shift. Now when you hold shift, you see that you see something. You see a thick line. You see a thick line that crossed between Ngozi Balogun and Musa and Keyemi. You will see a thick line that crossed between this. If you release it, you are putting under horizontal movement. However, take your cursor to the line here. So once I get to the line between employee and full name, between employee ID and full name, you see that the line will change to a vertical line. While holding shift, if I remove my hand from shift, you see it becomes a general selection. If I hold shift, it becomes this, as you can see. If I come in between, it becomes a horizontal shift. If I come here and come to the line between full name and employment ID, that is what we should have. When you do that, you will have a thick green line. My own is showing green, as you can see. If I come here, it shows a thick green, but on a horizontal separation. But I need it vertically, so I come to the line that separates this line that separates C and D column, or the line that separates employee ID and full name. While holding my shift, I remove my hand from my cursor or my mouse, and that. So that's what we have when you click OK. If it pops up that option, when you click OK, you see that the position is shift forward, and then we can double click and reposition this one. So this one is now brought to this place. This is here, and that's how you have to do that. That's what you need to do. I guess your question is answered. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for making it out. See you tomorrow once again. Tomorrow's section is going to be amazing. I guarantee you. You are going to learn something powerful. It's something I guarantee you, like the stuff we got tonight. It's something I guarantee you. I'll see you guys the same time tomorrow. Do enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.